Hello and welcome to Pointless Point of View, your favourite podcast for news, reviews and sometimes games. As always, I am joined by my co-host, the handsome one, Fraser Doig.
Damn.
Nailed it. And this week we are going to talk about our choice movie, which was Wall-E.
Mm-hmm.
But as always, we're going to break it down with some news first.
So I have to say something straight up top.
Alright.
So initially we were going to do Toy Story 4.
Yes,
I said this last time, but my cat, over the coming time that between these episodes, decided to be unwell. She had to go into the vet. Vets cost money. Turns out I couldn't go see Toy Story 4. It's really the gist of it. So unfortunately, we don't have a review of Toy Story 4, but we've managed to pull some news together. We're still going to do Wall-E because that's the rules.
Yes.
And hopefully we can still make it enjoyable.
Yeah.
So why don't you just fire off with the news?
Yeah, let's hit it off. First off, it's out of nowhere, but we found out that Paul Rudd has announced he's going to be the next Ghostbusters and coming out in 2020 or starting shooting 2020. What do you think? You hyped about that?
I'm happy about it. I mean, it's good to add a bit of, be one of the instead of the old comics being in it, it'll be like a new comedian.
Yeah. If they, obviously, I could see them cameo in the first ones. I could see them
But
probably.
they're going to be in it anyway.
Yeah. But not as I don't think they'll be main characters. We've not got enough news on that. But it's nice to see them trying something different. Not that the last one was bad, but it just didn't do as well as the
No, it
hoped.
didn't do as well.
But yeah, Paul Rudd, I think he's one of those guys you can go to a movie to see.
He's definitely got the comedy chops. He could be, I can never mind the name of him, he was like the small guy with the glasses.
Oh, the scientist.
Yeah,
guy.
he could be like that. His
I can see
sort of
that.
character in this
Yeah.
one.
It'd be nice to see him play like an intelligent, funny guy, because usually he comes across in films as the kind of dumb.
Sometimes,
funny guy.
yeah. So I think he's funny, and he'll bring definitely his wit and his charm to it. And it must be a good script if they're pulling good people in. So
That's it. Well, yeah. Well, look at Men in Black, the new one.
it's convoluted.
Anyway, but yeah, I'm hyped for it. That'll bring me in. That'll make me go see it.
I'm just waiting for the trailer. Really, that's when my first really initial thoughts are going to come for
Yeah,
it. It's how
did we
they
not
lay
get
out the trailer.
We've got like a wee teaser thing.
And they showed the
Like the car.
801 in the hut. And then obviously on Instagram he was standing outside like the firehouse building.
Yeah.
But no, like a full proper trailer, and then I'll probably have my final thoughts on it. Like my actual, if I'm like ooh, or if I'm like, fuck's sake, one of those, So I'll wait and see.
Especially with the CGI, I'd like to see what they do. Hopefully it's not as shiny and bright as the last one. Because the female one was quite.
The ghosts, they were too. I don't mind the ghosts in it because obviously it was like up to date CGI, like you were saying. But I kind of like that old school feel of Ghostbusters.
Especially with Slimer.
Yeah, and the other Ghost in the Library and that, it's got like, it is obviously graphics, but it just had that old school flair where it was kind of, the new one was like too. No, it reminded me like, the ghosts for like the Scooby-Doo movie.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. Reminded me a bit like that.
I'll take that. I would. Moving on, we've got a bunch of trailers this week.
Loads of trailers.
I'll hand this one over. I'll say the title on the day it's released, but you can take over. It's the first one is Current War, which is coming out on 26th of July, or The Current War.
Mm-hmm. This intrigues me a little bit. I mean, the only reason it's basically about the war for electricity, like who's going to be, which electricity is going to be the best between Thomas Edison and Nikola Tesla. And John Westinghouse, who works for Nikola Tesla, as far as I can. The only reason I'm interested in that is because recently I listened to a podcast about the sort of current wars and all the stuff that went on it, and I kind of want to see if they sort of dive into how dark it could be, or like if they go into like how like the brutalness of the day, how they pushed it, or is it just going to be like a safe movie? Plus, I really like Benedict Cumberbatch. I love Michael Shannon. I think Nicholas Hoult can be definitely underrated at times. It's even got it's got Tom Holland in it. Sometimes I just like these movies that come out of nowhere, and I'm especially with the time period it's set in. So I'm definitely quite interested in it. That's the only reason I wanted to talk about it, just because when I was listening to the podcast about the current wars, it was it was really interesting the depths that some of them went to try and prove the other one was dangerous, so the other one was flawed. And I just want to see if they dive into that.
The thing about, well, for me anyway, is I'll watch it, but it's not. It's weird. I'll not watch it because I'm really intrigued to see how that works. But it's because of the star power.
Mm-hmm.
I like the actors so much that I want to watch it. So I'll probably watch it.
I think Benedict Cumberbatch, when it comes to stuff like this, like you ever seen the Imitation Game?
Yeah.
I thought he was really good in that, and it's got that sort of feel to it where he can be like this big grand Doctor Strange, Smaug the Dragon, and then he can play like these worn down, broken characters like in that Imitation Game. So I want to see if it shows how dark Thomas Edison really was. I don't think they're going to go full out, but I think that they should at least show that they were willing to do anything to win this war.
Yeah,
as it's put across. But I'm interested in it. I'll probably go see it.
Yeah, I'll tag along if your wife says that.
She probably will. She probably think it's boring.
But yeah, definitely enjoying it. The next one, I know you're looking forward to this. You could call it a sequel to Pearl Harbor. You know, one of your favourite films.
No.
We got the Midway trailer set to release on the 8th of November. I never heard about Midway. You said it yourself. You've never heard of it.
I've never heard about this. So I'm not like a massive history buff. I know obviously a lot of folk know about Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
But this looks like it's what the Japanese tried to attack after
Yeah,
Pearl Harbor.
I suppose that was the Washington picked one destination, and I suppose their top guys like, no, they're going to Midway. This is where they're going to go, and this is kind of it showing us.
For me, my worries about this film. One, Roland Emmerich. It can be a good director. You have like Independence Day. He did like 2012. He's known for his disaster movies, which visually look great.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of substance to them.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of like, you never gravitate towards the stories. Like my dad loves the disaster movies. He's watched 2012 too many times. I've been dragged to see countless minutes of shit about just disaster movies. So he's gonna love this. Me on the other hand, I need to feel invested for the characters, and just because there's explosions going off in the background doesn't make me interested.
Yeah.
And Roland, like that whole, I feel like that director is just like stuck in the early 2000s, and he can't make anything else
more relevant.
Not more relevant, just sort of, it never feels like it's a sort of up to date movie. It never has those. It's always like, oh, I could have watched this in like 2002, like Independence Day and 2012 and The Day After Tomorrow. They're all more or less kind of the same.
Yeah. I'm just hoping it's not a love story all over again. As long as the show, as long as it's historically accurate, you know what I mean, it kind of shows us. And the fight scenes are those. They're usually quite good, so I've got hopes for it.
That's what I mean. Visually, I think it's going to look good. There's no point denying it. Like, he knows how to do all the camera angles and the visuals and the effects. It's just, are you going to feel invested in that? Because
there's nothing worse than walking at the cinema and going, that looked nice.
Yeah, or like there's nothing worse than when you watch all these characters in danger, but you never feel once for them.
Yeah.
You're never like on your edge, like wanting them, like if they go into the family life and that, and you're sort of just like, sure, whatever, someone dies and you're just like, there's another one. Oh look, there's an explosion. Like, it's just stuff like that where I like the movies where you have to feel for the characters that you're watching. If you're going through emotions through the movie, you want to feel like for those characters. So I don't know. I think there's going to be a lot of style but no substance.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to
Me personally, that's what I think.
Yeah. I'm not usually into those films, but I'll watch it because we do this. You know what I mean? So fingers crossed it's at least entertaining. Moving on. Something we're both in agreement with this film, but the remake of Charlie's Angel, set to come out on the 29th of November.
It's shit.
Yeah. With Kristen Stewart and that's
I can't remember the other two lasses.
I know it's
nothing against those lasses, and I mean, I don't like Twilight, and we've talked about this in with Robert Pattinson and Batman. Like the previous work, if it's like, you just have to like, a lot of actors like they grow out of that work, they like learn differently. So I'm not holding her against that. For me, it just looks like another bland action film.
It stars Naomi Scott. She was the Pink Power Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously Kristen Stewart's playing Sabina, and they have a Ella Balinski, which I've never seen in anything else, playing Jane. And it's literally written, directed, produced by Elizabeth Bank, who is, well, the IBM says there's 3 bosses in this film, but she looks like the main one. There's got Patrick Stewart in it, you know what I mean?
I mean, nothing against her. I mean, she obviously did the Pitch Perfect movies, and
Yes.
she's helped write them, and she's helped write some other stuff and some comedies. Nothing against her for her directing or her performances. Just for me, it just doesn't have... It just looks like another bland, forgettable action movie.
Yeah.
Nothing against the Charlie's Angels, and the last ones, in my opinion, they're not that great either,
Yeah.
but they're probably so bad that you're enjoying yourself.
Yeah. Which, and again, first trailer, we could be completely wrong. We could see the second trailer, like, oh my god, that fight scene was amazing.
Oh, true.
Right.
I don't want it to be bad. That's the thing. All these movies here, like even the ones we were talking about before, I don't want them to be bad. I want them to be good. I want them to surprise me. Just from an outside perspective, it does just look pretty bland. The story just looks like something that's been done 1,000 times.
This Charlie's Angels, though, it's not, it can't really go off script.
That's saying, what else were you going to do with it though? That's the thing, is doing another one of these, you kind of have to be like that. You can't. You're not going to reinvent the wheel doing Charlie's Angels again.
No.
Just make it fun, make it enjoyable, make the action good, and it's probably going to be all right.
What's going to change the wheel,
Mm-hmm.
but repeats itself. Jumanji, the next level, which we also got a trailer for. Did you like that? Like that we turn it anyway. Segues. 13th of December it comes out. It's got the usual cast back. Kevin Hart, Dwayne Johnson, Karen Gillian. She's Scottish, so I should really know that. Jack Black. But this time the baddie Danny DeVito, and I can't remember his name. Danny Glover. Oh, wow. Anyway, moving on. I'm hyped for this. I like the first one.
I like the first one.
Just because it's different.
I like the first one. The worry with this one is, for me, is this. You're right. I agree with you. This looks funny. This looks good. The last one was way better than I had any right to be.
Yes.
And the reason why I think that I like the first one a lot is because leading up to it, when they first announced doing Jumanji with the Robin Williams, I was like, this is terrible.
Yeah.
This is what's the point? Leave it alone. And then the more I saw about it, I was just like, I don't care. And I never even went to the cinema to see it, and I finally got to see it when I got it on DVD. My pal gave me a shot on DVD, and I finally got to have a look at it, and I thought it was great. It was better than I had any right to be. So with this one, now that we know that the last one was good, it's more like, are you going to be hit with that surprise again?
No.
I like the fact that they're changing it up.
Yeah.
It's not just the same characters being, this time like The Rock becomes Danny DeVito, something I never knew I wanted in my life, but I'm getting it. And Kevin Hart becomes Danny Glover, and which again is something different. And then there's 2 characters that are missing. Yeah. And then the big massive jock guy becomes Jack Black this time. So they've changed things up. But
do you think it's enough? Do you think it'll be enough once you're watching it?
If the action sequences are good and the comedy's still there, then yeah. Because the chemistry between Kevin Hart and The Rock is brilliant, and it looks like it's going to the next level in this one because they're both playing old men and they're still doing different versions of themselves. I feel like especially after Avengers, Karen Gillan is going to kick some major ass, and hopefully, I would love after this if she gets given like a lead in an action role.
Yeah.
Because you keep seeing it, like Scarlett Johansson got some, and then there's this new movie coming out by Luc Besson, who's got a female-driven action thing that looks not bad, but it's not going to be a counter to his previous work, in my opinion.
You've got something like Anna.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. Aye. So hopefully, I mean, I think she's fantastic. So I'm pretty excited for this one. I think I'm going to go see it. I'm just worried that it's... I
hope they don't show the funniest bits in the trailers. I hate that. I hate going to a film going, alright, yeah, that was in the trailer.
There's a lot they've not talked about, because again, see, with the 2 missing characters, that's one thing I liked. Like, depends, I'd maybe watch one more trailer for this, but then I think that's it. I'd maybe just keep away from it myself.
Or you let me watch the second one, and then I'll just like don't watch it. It spoils everything.
It looks fun, and a movie I never thought would be good in the first place, and I never even thought would get a sequel. So for them just to try to like roll with it and keep, as long as they keep the comedy funny, the action sequence good, and try and take me by surprise like the last one did.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna be excited for it.
I'm game. Moving on to the last bit of news, and one could say the biggest bit of news, is we got images released for The Witcher, starring Henry Cavill as Geralt of Rivia. And obviously we got nothing related to story-wise, just pictures.
I'm fine with that.
Of Geralt, of young Ciri, and Yennefer.
Yes, and I don't know if you've seen it, but we got pictures of Nilfgaardian armour.
Yeah.
Which looks pretty bad.
Yeah.
But we'll get there.
Yeah,
so,
okay.
Obviously I've got some more context now.
Yes.
So, as over the last 2 episodes I think I've talked about, that I have finally got round to playing The Witcher 3.
Yes.
I've finished the story now. I'm on to the DLCs. So I kind of know a bit more information, because the last time we talked about this, I knew absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
I love the game. I think it's great. It's not the best game ever made, but I can definitely understand.
I disagree, but go on.
I can understand why people believe it's definitely one. It's not the best game ever made, but I would definitely put it at least in my top 10. But I can talk about that after. We'll talk about the TV show first, and then I'll cover a little bit how I feel about The Witcher. So I think that Henry Cavill looks great.
Yes.
I can live with him not having a beard, because at the end of the game, and at the end of the day in the game, you can have a clean shaven. So I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Ciri, because she's younger in this, and the only Ciri I know is the badass Ciri from the third game.
Yeah.
As long as she's not like damsel in not damsel, as long as she's not like sweet and innocent girl who runs away, and
because you still got young Ciri in Witcher 3. You got right at the beginning. She's badass.
I want that like attitude on her. I don't want her to be like every time that she sees like a tree, she shouts for Geralt. I don't want that.
Sorry.
Yennefer, I think Yennefer looks good. The actor definitely looks different from what I've seen in the like what I see in the game, which I'm fine with.
She's Anya sorry for butchering this. Anya Shalotra.
Okay.
So clearly again, sounds Russian and
for me personally, she needs to have the Yennefer sass.
Yeah. I don't think she's going to be a love interest.
Do you not?
I don't. I know it's weird and it totally takes away. But
if you talk about Yennefer, like what do you want? Do you think she needs to have the Yennefer sass?
I want the sass. I want the attitude. I want the confidence of, I know what I'm doing. I can do it all the time. You do you, I'll do me type attitude. Like she's not dependent on Geralt whatsoever.
But I also want, so I went with Yennefer in the game, not by choice. Well, it is by choice, but initially I wanted Triss, but I'll get into that later. So sometimes Yennefer annoyed me.
Yeah. Because
of the sass and the way she acts, sometimes she could come across like a not very nice.
Yeah.
So do you want that to be in that? Because clearly this is a young Yennefer. So do you want her to build up to that, or do you want her to have that right from the get go? Because again, like this is clearly because the only Witcher I know is like Witcher 3.
Yeah. Because obviously in The Witcher she's earned that reputation. She's older.
Yes,
so I think,
that's the only Yennefer I know.
I think I might like it if she built up to it. Even if it's at the beginning, she's still learning, she still does stuff.
I still want a bit of sass. I don't want her to come across like she's, like I'm talking about before, sometimes she can be a bit cold.
Yeah.
But I feel like she needs to have that sass right for the beginning.
Yeah, it'd be good if she comes across with his attitude of confidence and this is where it is and this is who I am, blah blah. And I'd like her to be on par with Geralt in a sense of ability.
I think that obviously in the as far as I can and what I've come across in the games is like obviously Geralt's a lot older. Like the age definitely. I don't know too much about that, but in a real life situation, Henry Cavill looks older than the lassie who's played Yennefer.
Yes.
So clearly, maybe he might be a bit older than her.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah, I know. By story wise, he's always been older than her.
Do you think he's going to be good? If we talk about him for a second, do you think he's going to nail it?
Yeah, I have the utmost faith that Henry Cavill will give his 100% of this, and I think he'll do amazing at it. Because you've seen it, he takes on different roles, he takes on funny, he takes on serious, he takes on Superman. You can think of that funny or serious, whatever way you want to think about it. But he's still amazing at it. And especially from Fallout, Mission Impossible, I think he's got all the chops to just be Geralt. That has a grumble attitude, but he's actually a really nice person.
The only thing I'm worried about with him is I agree with pretty much everything you said there. The only thing I'm a bit worried about is that when it comes to combat, most things I've seen Henry Cavill do is fist fighting. I've never seen what he's like with a sword.
He was in, sorry to interrupt you, he was in Tudors. Skinny Henry. So he's got that ability.
That was a long time
I know, but still, he's still. It's not like he's coming out this fresh. We've never touched a sword, so at least he's not like rusty. He's no Iron Fist bad.
Yeah, so I think he's going to be. When it comes to the sword combat, it's going to be good. Do you think there's going to be a lot of magic in this? Because, like, I may as well. I'll get on to the game. So, like, I finished the story in the game. I thought the story was absolutely brilliant. The last bit of the story, when it's like some of the best missions I've ever played in a game, like that last chunk after you find Ciri was just fantastic. But I love all like the Witcher senses and the hunting all the monsters. Do you feel like the monsters are going to be quite prevalent in this?
Yeah, they have to.
Do you feel like it's going to be though like each? Do you feel like it's going to be one cohesive story, like going through the series where it's like going from point to point, like Game of Thrones, like all that stuff?
Yeah.
Or do you feel like there's going to be some episodes like they're all going to be individual stories, but with a big arc going through?
Yeah, I see that. Like you're saying, there's a straight line.
You think it's just going to be
a straight line, but it kind of like you said, Game of Thrones, it teeters out sometimes. So obviously, like you say, the first episode, I see the first episode just being fucking him fighting some giant monster, or something like that. Like you know what I mean, like how you described it, like it's a main line, like, oh, this is my mission, I need something, but along the way, like in the game, he kind of picks up these wee things. And
I would like that too. I don't want it to be like a straight through. There's a story here and here.
Yeah.
I want him to do like say I don't know. The only thing I really know about like The Witcher with the third one is it's about finding Ciri. So let's just say it's the same thing in the TV show. So the outline through the series is him finding Ciri. I want him to go into a town and talk to someone and pick up a Witcher contract. And even if it's just for like half an hour or 20 minutes of an episode, you've got him following the tracks. You've got him hunting down some sort of creature and then fighting it. And I want to see the preparation. I want to see the whole like
the oils,
the way he talks about the monsters. I want to see like the world itself.
Yeah.
I don't just want to be about two armies against each other, him trying to find, and then all the love interest stuff. I still want I still want him to be a Witcher.
Yeah. The thing about this though is it's going to take more from the books and slightly from the games, because it's got the actual. I'm not going to try his name.
I know nothing.
Yeah,
about
same.
the books.
I don't know the books either. I only know from the Witcher games, but it's taken bits from each. So, like you said, I hope we get that. But I hope they're not afraid where he's walking down a street and people are walking past and they're like, look at that mutie. Look at his cat. I don't want them to be afraid of people, like, because obviously it's 2019, people are picking on everything. So I hope they're not afraid to come out with certain stuff that's in the games. Like,
well, this is the thing. Because for me, when I played the game, and just what I've gleaned from the outside perspective, is that Geralt isn't like other Witchers.
No.
Other Witchers, like nobody, not the other Witchers get involved in politics and help kings out and kill, like, go on these big missions and hang out. Most Witchers kick about and get contracts to kill monsters and occasionally help people.
Yeah.
So I still want him to do witchery things. Yeah,
like I don't want him, like you said, I don't want him always being on call for some royal.
Yeah,
you know
I want him to still do witchery stuff.
I want him to go find a fucking pot.
He won't do that. You're not going to see that.
I want him to walk past an old woman and she's like, "Wait, sir, can you go find my pot?"
I
I know that's
don't
not how it
wanna-
works, but I would love them small missions. I would love them to be able to just do a small thing and just takes you away. Do you want to see Roach in this?
Well, you'll have a horse.
I know. Do you want it to be called Roach? And do you want it to have a monster's head hung for the side of it and stuff like that? Do you want that attention to detail? Or you're not really bothered.
I don't. But the head at the side of it maybe.
Yeah.
But we will have the horse, and I think it will be called Roach.
I'm confused by the pictures.
Uh-huh.
Where he's standing, where he's back to the camera.
Mm-hmm.
He only has one sword.
I'm generally just I just noticed.
I don't get it.
He's only got one sword.
Yeah, he's only got one sword. So as I want that attention to detail where he knows he has to have two swords. Obviously,
maybe he gets the other one.
Hopefully, but in real life, having a silver sword and then attacking a person is still gonna hurt. So I'm hoping they're not kind of like, we can just have one. Don't worry about it. It's easier just to have one. I'd like that attention to detail where he can pull out.
Is his eyes yellow?
Yeah.
Henry Cavill?
Yeah, because there's a picture for the side of his face and someone zoomed in, you can actually see the yellow.
Right, okay, because I never noticed that. It's just obviously
it'd be really nippy if he's getting up, he's got big blue eyes. Like
I know that he's like, if his eyes were normal but he still had like Witcher senses and they would say it's because I've got cat eyes but they're not yellow, I'd be fine. But the fact that they've actually made them yellow is even better. Right, I mean, we could talk about, before we talk about the Nilfgaardian armour, do you think they're going to do a lot of magic stuff in this? Do you think they're going to do a lot of because one of the things I love in the game is there's like the curse lifting, and you talk to ghosts and you like fight weird nightmare demon things, and it's like all this magical stuff, and there's like the halflings and dwarfs. Do you feel like they're going to have a lot of magic stuff in this?
Yeah.
Or do you think it's just going to be straight humans with a little bit? Do you think he's going to use the signs?
Yeah, he has to. He has to use them. I'd like him, like, I don't know if you do it, but a lot of the time when if I'm fighting multiple things, I'll swing one way and then shoot my flames the other to hit the things behind me or push them away or something like that. I want him to use it in his fighting style. I want him to use it any way he possibly can. I want him to see put a ring down. You know what I mean? For fighting a wraith. I want that. I want it to have that attention to detail. You know what I
feel like he doesn't need to have all of them. I feel like the delusion one, where he can make people do things, I don't think that's going to be in it, because that can, any sort of slight plot hole in the TV could just be like, it would just use that and it would just make, because in the game, it works in a game, but in a real life situation it is a bit like Jedi Force thing. I don't think they're going to do that. If he's fighting a wraith at any point, I do like the thing on the ground, that's fine. And I'd like to see him. It depends how they do it, because
he could do it Doctor Strange way, where it's like he does the sign with his hand and it comes up in front, then it comes out. So it's not like it's just shooting for his hand. No,
that's because the fire one would look stupid. Yeah, it's just coming straight from his hand.
Like I'd like it for the sign to show up, then it does it. So I don't know if there's an anime that does it, but like, if you know what I mean. So it's like he does the hand signal, then it's there, and then boom, it does it. So that would make sense.
I would like to see also, like, say, because one thing I've realised about the game, and it gets on my nerves, it's not for like the play style, but it gets on my nerves in general, is that like he has a reputation, and I know when this will be at the start, but he has a reputation and folks still pick a fight with him even though they know he's like incredibly powerful. It really annoys me. So I want that to happen in the TV show, where say a bunch of folk come and start on him, and he doesn't want to do anything, and they still antagonise him, and they say one of them trying to hit him, and because he's put like the shield spell on him, it just like bounces off, and you just see it for a little bit, but it still shows that he uses like the magic.
Yeah. Would you want him to like walk into a bar, say there's sitting in a bar, eating a meal, and a bunch of guys come in and start acting like arseholes? Do you want him to be a kind of guy like he is in the game, where he stands up and kind of challenges them for it, but still gets blamed when he wins?
Eventually, yes, but not from the beginning. Yeah. I still want him to be, because again, I don't think this is like right at the start of him, but it's definitely not like what I know of him, which is like I'm like 3 games in, and that's the one I know about more. I'm right. We'll talk about the Nilfgaardian armor. It looks fucking bad.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to CGI it or something, but why they got cones on their head?
It also looks like tissue paper.
Yeah. I don't like how hard they did it for Game of Thrones. Right, Netflix has got the money. Right, why not just make a fucking armor set?
I don't know. It might look better. It might look better in general, but see if you put like a comparison to what it looks like in the game, and that it looks terrible.
Yeah, looks
like
paper
he
mache.
looks great. Like Geralt looks great. Yennefer looks great. Ciri looks different to me.
Yeah.
But again, this is starting City, so like there's stuff that I know that where I can't like instantly like this. I want this to be like the Wild Hunt.
But we can tell about the fucking armour.
Yeah, the armour, like, because there's obviously like Nilfgaard and Novigrad. They've been in it for the beginning as far as I can.
Yeah.
So like that's what they are. They should know what the armour looks like with that.
It's just stupid.
I'm looking forward to it. I really am.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it a lot more, especially now that I've finished the main story of the game. I thought it was really good. There's a couple of bugbears with it. If I'm going to talk about the game for a second.
Yeah.
So I hate Geralt's Glankos.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
The man can't fall any distances without him dying.
Stop jumping off cliffs.
It's not just cliffs. I fell off like 4 steps of a ladder and he died. It's ridiculous. And I get it, like it's not a platformer, and I don't want to New Vegas it down a mountain. It's not that kind of game. But if he falls a small amount, he dies. And the amount of times I was like trying to climb something and I had to just step down and I was like, right, time to carry on, and then I just die, it infuriated me. So like, just work your legs out for a bit. Like, he runs a lot. His ankles should be okay.
I can't believe your biggest issue.
It's not my biggest issue, but it's up there with an issue, right? And I understand that like it's something that like folk are just like, shut up, Fraser. That's not something to complain about.
Yeah.
But the other thing I don't like is it happens a lot in open world games where if you go visit someone, and then you want something, they tell you to go do something else.
Yes.
And then that person wants something else, and you have to run about 7 different locations just to get with that. That happens in every single open world game. Yes. I'm fine with that. But in The Witcher 3, it happens too much. It happens a lot. Like, it's every single side quest you want to do, you have to run about to 7 different locations to just finish that one side quest. Usually I'm alright with it. I am most of the time alright with it, but it continues to happen over and over and over and over again. I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, just because I want to go forward doesn't mean you have to make me go left to then right to then back to then to get where I'm going. Like, sometimes I just like from going A to B, not to A to C to E to F to. Sometimes I wish it would do it occasionally. I'm not saying occasionally, it's fine. If there's a high reward quest, lead me all over the shop, then give me something that's worth it. But when it's somebody who's asking me for like a fucking sword, and I go to one location and they aren't there, so I have to go to another one and they're not there. Then I went to another one and they're not there. And then I went across the map and they weren't there. And I went fucking somewhere else and they were there but didn't have it, so I had to go talk to somebody else and give it to them. And then I finally got it and I went back and gave it to the guy and he gave me like 20 crowns. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I went halfway across the map, 7 different locations, and you're giving me 20 quid.
But you can, on that distance, you've got question marks all around you. You can pick up missions.
Sometimes I just like
fast travel.
But that's the thing, right? Is that eventually I did rely on fast travel a lot, but I don't want to fast travel everywhere. Sometimes I want to look at new stuff. But when it's like, it's just, as I say, it does it too much.
Okay.
That's probably my genuine only faults.
Okay.
Stuff I love about the game. I love the storytelling.
Yes.
I love that every single quest and even the side quests that make me go from A to B to fucking whatever, they still feel important. I love that.
You love the Witcher sense.
I love investigation-y stuff. I love it. It's like the Batman detective stuff. I love, and they probably did it first because like the Witcher 1 came out ages ago. But I love all that stuff. I love going like fighting all the monsters and realizing the tactics that you need, and then finding out. Like every time I did a Witcher hunt, I was like, oh, I wonder what it's going to be this time. Sometimes I was annoyed where it was just a stronger version of something I'd fought before, but it was called like an arch griffin or a big necker or something like that, or a chort, which was just a tiny. I can't remember the name of it.
That's fine.
It was the giant antler thing with an eye. You had to fight one against the crones.
You asked me this last time. I can't remember.
There's like one of the toughest enemies in the game, but I found like a tiny one of them. Or there was like a ghost, but it was like a ghost on steroids. Like stuff like that. Sometimes I don't mind it, but other times it was just...
I don't mean that guy, but you sound really picky at this moment.
No, at the end of the day, that's how I feel about it. But I do love that. So far, I've only played the start of one DLC. Absolutely amazing. Like, if I had played this game when it came out and got the DLC, I'd be like, this is great. And apparently Blood and Wine is one of the best DLCs ever made, so I can't wait to go there next.
Yeah.
Like I said, I love the main story. I love the relationships that you choose. I love how people remember. I love the storytelling where if you talk to someone, you can find out different things about someone else. You piece things together. I love the double crossing. I love the voice acting. I love the combat with the signs and the magic because it doesn't make it repetitive and monotonous because you could just go in and swing a sword and then leave and it would eventually get boring, but there's all the different spells, all the different crafting, the treasures. Like, I've absolutely enjoyed myself. It's just tiny little bits that I just found infuriating. But every single game...
And it only scratches into your top 10. Terrible.
But that's just how I feel about it. So for me, it's like every single game, even if it's your favourite game of all time, will always have flaws. So that I can't say that... Even my favourite game of all time, which is a broken mess, there is no perfect game.
Yeah.
In my opinion. It's like we talked about this, but I think it was... We might have talked about it before, is I asked you if there was a perfect game or a perfect movie.
No,
they're impossible.
Yeah.
So I loved it, but it's not perfect. But I'm going to move on.
Yes.
At least I don't have to cover on that and what we've done lately.
Yes. Also, the Witcher TV show, because that's what we were originally talking about, just in case you forgot. It's meant to come out in 2019. Yeah.
End of the year.
Yeah, near the end of the year.
I really am getting to get on that. I'm
Do
really
you
looking
want-
forward to it.
This is a thing now, right? Do you want it week by week, or do you want...
No, give me it all once.
Yeah, so I hate waiting week to week. But yeah, that's the last of the news.
Do you think it's going to be 18 plus?
It has to be. If they try and PG it down, it's just going to be fucking awful. You know what I mean? Like, somebody gets an arm cut off, but there's no blood. You know what I mean? Like, fuck it. You know what I mean? Jurassic World type
Also,
shit.
get up sexual habits.
Yeah, because he shags everything.
I think hopefully he's got like that. I don't want him to be a sleazy asshole, but I want him to be charming. That's the word I'm looking for. I want him to be like charming. Yeah. Right, last thing I'm going to talk about The Witcher. So we're going to cover. So I picked Wall-E as the movie. Yes. Because again, initially
tying his Toy Story. Yeah,
we weren't initially going to tie it in, but we're still sticking to it.
Because Wall-E.
So,
yeah.
Well,
what's the story?
Right. Okay, right, that's fair. The story is robot stuck on Earth, cleaning everything up. Finds a love interest. Wants to fall in love. Things happen.
Yeah. Yeah, good.
That's alright.
Yeah, it's better than...
That's probably the worst one, yeah.
It's better than I've ever done.
Yeah, that's true.
Because then I'd be like, robot, clean, love, goes around the world.
You still tried it.
You know what I mean?
Alright, did you like it?
Yeah, I loved it.
Is it your favourite Pixar movie?
No, it'd have to be... Is Toy Story? Toy Story Pixar? That's Pixar, Disney.
Yeah.
Toy Story's my favourite, but this Wall-E's up there. This has to be number 2 for me.
Wall-E's in my top 3. For me, it's Toy Story, Monsters Inc., then Wall-E, then so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I mean, I've put some notes down here. The plot in the opening, like the whole like plot of this movie about how humans leave Earth and leave like a robot to tidy it up while they're in space.
Yeah.
Is such a great, and then how about that one? Then obviously when the opening is the one robot that seems to be left, gains sentience and becomes like this little. It's like I don't class him as a child. It's weird. I class him as a young adult, maybe teenager. It's weird.
What I like just is because it's like, see when you see two people one who's clearly likes the old ways of life, and then you see someone who's up to date with all the technology. When they two meet, for me, I like that. It's like he's stuck in the old ways and she's up here in the future. So I like he's just like, I'm doing my due diligence. I'm a hard working man. Like, oh, this is shiny. I'll keep this thing. Oh, this is cool. I'll keep it. It's like that really set. He's really, what's a nice way to say it? He's simple. He's simple living. He's happy. He's got a cockroach for a friend, which he treats like a child, which is cool.
I love the tiny bits. Like, see the opening. Like, I've got down here, like, especially up until they go into space, the environmental storytelling is fantastic.
Yes.
The fact that, because I've also, like, you don't hear a person talk. Like, you don't hear a person say a word until 40 minutes into the film.
Fucking hell.
So it's almost an hour before you even hear a human being say a word.
Yeah.
So the rest of the time it's all beeps and boops. And it's all environmental storytelling. And the fact that it's even a kids movie, technically, because it's Pixar, to even draw children into that, where things don't talk, that means the storytelling is fantastic. It doesn't shove it in your face. It just, because Wally's on his way through the world, it like flashes all the things about what happened and where everybody went.
That's literally what I was about to say, because I love it. It's like you watch it, you're going past and you're like, big loss or big buy, whatever the hell it's called.
It's like shows the first B&L, like the gas station, or no, it's the supermarket first, but then it shows like the gas station, then it slowly shows it like, wait, everything's B&L.
Yeah.
Like it certainly
mass corporation.
Yeah.
And the BL owner is the president.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like they just took over and I'm like, fuck it.
So it shows it, and then it obviously talks about the spaceship, and then when he's going past it, like you see the docking, that's where they took off. Like, it's literally, the storytelling is amazing. I also love the tiny bits of storytelling with Wally, with environmental storytelling. Like when he comes into his house, and he takes his shoes off.
Oh my god, I was allowed to say that to you. And it's like, I love that it's like his tracks on his shoes, and he kind of like puts them up and he cleans them, and it's just rolling away. I found that so amazing how he's just kind of, this is my life, and he's like, these people ruined it, but I'm happy living. Like, I've got my stuff, and he's he's a hoarder, which is really cool.
And obviously, like, his shoes are broken, and then he sees another hand, because he sees the cockroach shaking, and he's like, oh, well, I need to get new wheels. And then obviously when he's going normally, he's not like bouncing up and down, and then when he goes to sleep, he like rocks himself, like he puts his hand out in the box. I was just in general, having a robot that goes into a box is an amazing idea. Like, I know that, like, when obviously, I remember when this came out and the toys were fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, the box that sprung out into a Wally was fucking everywhere, and it's such a genius idea to do in a movie and for marketing at the same time.
It's just, I don't know what it is, so, like I said, so simple, but it's like, that type of storytelling, like you said, there's no talking 40 minutes.
40 minutes and there's not even a word.
Watching. And the thing is, he doesn't actually talk until she comes, so that must be about...
He doesn't say his name.
No,
the only thing you know is basically what it says on his chest.
And I love that. I love that interaction between them.
I love also, before we move on to like Eve coming, the other bit of storytelling is love that because he needs the sun to like power up, so when he wakes up he's like tired.
Yeah,
he's drunk. It's like he's just getting out of bed.
And he's falling and he's like moving about, and then it was so fucking good. Sorry, my phone just broke. Alright,
well, we'll talk about when Eve comes.
Yeah. I liked how...
Do you like the relationship between Wally and Eve for the whole movie?
Yeah, I liked how he was... Also, he's like, oh my god, she's new. What is this? What are you friends? Hello? And he's creeping and he's totally watching her.
See, for me, what I like it is it's like a...
He's punching.
He's
punching. While I was watching it, I swear to god, while I was watching it, I was like, he's fucking punching.
It's not that. It's you know when a guy tries to impress a lassie, but will just fuck up.
Yes.
Like, that's what it happens. That's what it's like. It's like watching someone, like, he's trying to do impressive stuff, but it's just always fucking up for him. It's not you do feel bad for him, but you just want to be like, come on, pal, you've got this, mate. You've got this.
I love that every time he fucks up, he's still, somehow, he gets it back. He's just fucking good. Like, especially, what was it? He's showing, like, she's fucking, obviously she's going about and she's looking for all this stuff, and he's kind of like following her about, and like they get back to the house and he's like, here's my song and my dance, and he's trying to do all cool, and she's just like, okay,
he's trying to impress her.
I'm not bothered.
When he eventually, because obviously she gets super pissed off, she can't find organic hanging. He eventually like scoots over, and then he shows her that, and she goes into like. I love when he takes care of her when she goes into shutdown mode. He like puts the umbrella. And,
like, electrocuted it 3 times.
So we have to talk about, because I mean throughout the entire movie, but I shouted this at the screen several times. I just wanted her to hold his hand.
Yeah.
I just wanted it to.
But she didn't know, Fraser.
I know she didn't know.
Understand, and I was watching it, and see when he grabs it and it slams shut on his hand, I was fucking pissed with myself.
It's another one of those things where you're just, it's just a guy trying and failing.
Yeah.
It's like, don't worry, you will get her at some point.
But it's because he's watching these things. He's watching people actually acting like people, dancing, singing, holding hands, being nice to each other, where she's surrounded by people like up there, but we'll get into that. That's a whole different thing. So she's no connected. Where he's like, I need affection. Give me affection. And she's just like, I don't know what you want. I've got a job to do. I'm not here for you. And he's like, and they're talking to each other. And she's like, I'm Eve. Like, I'm Evie. And he's like, Eva. Like, he says it different. And she just laughs. She laughs when he's talking to her. And I found that so cute watching this. And my wee boy was just like, he was just watching them like interact with each other, and when he said her name and she giggled and that, even I was just like, that's amazing, because they're actually connecting, and you didn't.
It shows the greatness of storytelling that the Pixar, the animation in general, that they've managed to do again with no talking. It's literally like, it's not a silent movie for like the first 40 minutes, but it is basically all environmental storytelling. Yeah.
Just pre-warning. Fraser's neighbours again, or for some strange reason, probably done no noise all week, is doing noise at the back. He's 9 out of 10, it doesn't come across in the recording, but pre-warning.
If it does, no, it doesn't matter, I'm just going to get annoyed by it. Right, we may as well talk about when they go up into space. Like, I love him just being awed by everything, but when they get to, for me, when he gets on the ship is when the humour definitely kicks in.
Yeah.
I love the little robot that thinks he's dirty. I love that every interaction that Wally has with something else, that like changes them.
Yeah.
So there's the robot outside who's like just letting people in the lifts, and he waves, and it just blows the thing's mind when it starts waving
looks at itself and like that.
It starts waving at everybody.
I loved it when they were outside. Like when Wally gets shot out to space, and like she goes in, and they have that wee moment out in space where they're blowing around each other. It's really cool. But I love it when they go back in. There's that one.
They brought out, I'm sure, because they used to do it, they don't do it so much now, but they used to bring out animated shorts along with stuff, and I'm sure the animated short with Wally is about the guy that got stuck outside.
Really?
Yeah, which it's quite fun.
I also love that he fucks everything up. Wally, while he's up there, bumps into things, he breaks things, but it makes it better. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, I'm Wally, and the guy's like, hey, I'm Ben. And then the woman's like, we have a swimming pool?
Yeah, because it shows them, because obviously when it shows the kids learning by the robots, because not taught by humans, and they're basically taught from day one as child, look at a screen, don't look away from a screen, look always at the screen. The fat people,
yes,
or big boned or whatever, because they do point across.
They're little boned.
Yeah. They're fat people basically. Do you think it would happen in real life? Because I don't know.
Yeah, people like no offense to people, but people are generally lazy. Like if you were given the ability to just sit on your arse all day 9 times out of 10, damn rock, you'd probably, us in this generation would do it a little.
I know that. Right? So I like the fact that it's like it's 700 years later.
Yeah.
So it is that those people really know nothing else.
Yeah.
Which that's better, because see if it was only like 100 years after, it would be like, this is not believable.
Yeah. Because it showed you, like you said, with the baby's like A, B, like
it's
forcing it into their head. You know what I mean? So
from a young age.
So it's understandable why these people just kind of went, okay, lazing about.
I love the captain.
Yeah.
I think the captain's great. I think he's really funny.
I love it when it's just like, what's dirt? It's earth. What's earth?
Yeah, because they've been brought up. You know, just remember when we watched Goodfellas?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know the guy that gives them the key to walk into the place that they just walk in and walk out with the money.
Yeah.
With the key, and then they get put in the trash compactor.
Yeah.
That's him. He does the voice of the captain.
You sure?
Yep.
I thought it was the guy for the Goldbergs. The dad.
Yeah, it's the same guy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Fucking
it's the same guy.
Shit me. Alright. Cool. But yeah, I like that. I like the fact that because it shows human nature, really. Whereas we see something we don't know, we're kind of interested in it, we kind of want to know about it, and then he's like, I want to go there, I want to try it. And I love that he's just so determined that he fights the robot. Like, he gives no fuck.
So for me, if I have to, because again, we've praised a lot of this, and I try and look at it as a perspective, because like we've said in the past, no movie is perfect. So it does have at least one flaw I can think of.
What is it?
Is the villain isn't that good. The villain is just the autopilot.
Yeah, but at the same time, the villain is really just human laziness.
See, but for me, if you compare it to all the other Pixar movies, which you have to, it's just they all have excellent villains.
Yeah,
you've got every Toy Story, like you've got Sid, and then you've got like the prospector guy, then there's the big fluffy teddy bear. Monsters Inc. has like Randall, and all the stuff to do with that, and then you've got like Up has the old man,
and all the dogs
and all the stuff like that, and then you've got Incredibles has got Syndrome.
Yeah,
like the villains have always been good, and this villain is. I know that the story, the villain isn't really the ship, because the ship's just following orders. But it doesn't have like that good villain for me.
The villain is the person that's showed us for the beginning. It showed us corporation. The corporation is the villain.
I know that,
so
but it's just not super exciting. It's just not, when you compare it to the other villains that we had before, it's just not super exciting. Yeah,
I get that. I totally get that. But this film, it's not really meant to have, like, it doesn't need a villain. I'm not saying that it's just at the end of the day I'm going to have to look at points where I'm not going to sit and say. This is the Notebook for kids. it's all about love, baby.
For me, I think that kids like it because the Wally looks cute and looks adorable.
Yeah.
Like when,
and he flies about.
When it gets to like older, they start to realise about the movie. But as younger, it's more just like they look cool and it's bright colours. It's weirdly a very childish and very adult animation, like the themes of it.
Yeah.
How did you feel about the non-animated bits with the president? Because
it took me out of it.
Sometimes I don't understand why they didn't just have like an animated thing the same.
Yeah, like why not have a
Why did it have to be a real guy?
It takes me out of it. So it made me question: is he the only person that walked around like this? Like
why is he not animation?
Yeah.
It was very strange. It was a weird.
It's not like that
aesthetically go
like
for.
that guy's known, but it's not like his massive star power known.
But why not just have him animated a bit? Why not just have an animated thing? I get because it's on a screen, it's a projected thing. But it's different. It's just weird. It was very especially because everything else is animation.
It's a small detail, but like it showed us from the get go that the world is dry, right? But when he left. When he came out of space, the whole world was wet. Like I had water everywhere. So I don't understand why it's showing us one bit where it's fucking the bit he's in's all dry, but the world is actually still water. It's small detail, but it's something that annoyed me. Also, why didn't they put a wall A on Earth? Why did they only put wall E on Earth, the small fucking robot, then on the ship, which wouldn't have as much rubbish, but still has loads of rubbish? Why is that?
Maybe they designed wall A after. But I know that it's a little thing, but it makes sense why and why not.
Yeah, true.
Right, going back to the positives, because again we've got to look at the negatives and positives. I love the crazy robots.
Yeah. I love the punching cunt. See when they're all sitting there and like Eve shoots one and the guy just steps up like, stop, and then Wally's like, okay, cuts it loose and he just goes fucking terrible. It's just rage burst on what hell.
For me, I like the umbrella that just kind of keeps it just keeps going like I like that.
Or the makeup artist. Oh, this colour looks nice on you.
They all do that, but he does it to like everything. Yeah. You got the weird sneezy
Hoover,
and then the paint thing is. I love all the. That's one thing I love about it is that all the robots, even literally the crazy ones, they all have a weird personality.
Yeah.
Like, they all feel like characters. They're not just like robots. They feel important. Every single one of them feel like they matter to that ship, and they all do different. They're probably the most like ones that are just robots is the security drones.
Yeah.
Everything else feels important.
Yeah.
Like they all matter. They all have their different twists. It feels like all the crazy robots too were ones that like gained sentience, and they were all like shushed away.
Yeah.
Like they all had, because you seen it when because all the other robots were just automated doing their thing. But the crazy ones like had personalities. So it looks like the sentient ones got just, they're crazy, let's shush them away.
Even the Wall-A's, like they saw that Wall-E was injured.
Yeah,
and
they
came
stopped.
over,
Yeah, they stopped doing the
waved.
thing.
Like as he's flying away, they waved at him like that. I was like, that's fucking brilliant.
I love the personalities of the robots, and damn, this movie tries to make you cry. Like
how did you feel, right? As he's holding up that fucking bag.
I hated it so much.
I was like, stand up, you fat bastards, and help him!
It was the same as like when he died, and when he was like got hurt after Crushed, he got crushed by the ship. They hit by the ship and pushed down the hole, and like she was like trying to help him, and he was too busy caring about the plant. I hated it. I hated watching him with pain.
It was like he's not thinking about himself. Like he's so old school. He's like, this is what you need. You need this, and she's like, I don't care. I want you. I was nah.
How do you feel about the relationship with the two fat people? Because I can't even remember their names. I know one of them is voiced by the guy who's in every Pixar film.
Yeah, Ben and
he plays the pig.
Mandy.
He plays the pig in Toy Story.
Yeah.
He plays the Abominable Snowman. He's the truck in Cars. He's in every single Pixar movie. I don't know if he still is now.
No, he
passed away, right?
Passed away,
yeah. So he's not in it from now.
No.
But like back in that day, he was in every single movie.
I like that, and I especially loved the bit where it's like, she's like, oh Ben, you're about to get some kids, and she just rolls them into them. I loved that interaction, and they gave more of a humanisation to the film.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because like, we've really watched robots run about mental, and they kept it. It was nice to see that, the fact that they're like, they've been disconnected from the machine that's controlled their lives, and they're actually able to talk.
So they because you see them playing in the pool and stuff like that. I really like that. I really like I love the music as well. The music is great. Like
I love that we're given one song repeatedly, but we don't hate it. You know, it's the one for the video that Wally shows.
Yeah, because it's weird, like the calling of the robots, and he has like that. I love that. I also love, obviously, the song where they go about in space together, which I thought was really nice. I love that when she kisses him in space, and he like just like he does like that.
It's like the classic film thing where the guy finally gets a kiss and he kind of just goes like faints away.
I thought that was great, and I loved where the captain finally stood up. And it was like he reaches. Reaches. I thought like such a simple task, but to him it's like climbing a mountain.
Yeah,
I thought that was great.
How did you feel?
I find it weird, right? Another wee thing. I find it weird that he struggled to walk, but then when they land on Earth, everybody can walk fine.
Yeah, is that
just a tiny little thing?
Maybe they've been walking.
Do you feel like you needed more at the end? Because I know at the end credits,
it
shows. Yeah, like if you watch the end credits, it shows what happened.
Yeah, how they fixed it up.
But do you feel like we needed more in the movie?
No.
Do you like that it just ends?
Yeah,
they just land on.
But I would have liked it after the end credits. You kind of had like obviously we got the drawing of Wally and you standing there. I would have liked the actual animation on them all at the end
together.
Yeah, I'd have liked that. But yeah, I like the way. Did you know that after the credits, to the Pixar light?
Yeah, he comes over and starts fixing it.
Yeah, that was fucking class.
Right, well, I mean, the last thing I've got to ask, because this is definitely the world we live in now, especially with Pixar movies. So we've had Toy Story 4.
Yes.
They did Monsters University. They've had Incredibles 2.
Yes.
Do you want WALL-E 2? Or do you want it to be... I want it to be left alone. I think it's the one... It's literally... Because they did Finding Dory as well. It's like... it's the one that needs to be left.
And also... What could they do, other than maybe bringing more ships down?
Yeah, like it'd be about cult. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's the one. Leave it alone.
The president's still alive. He's the only guy non-animated walking about the world.
There's nothing they could do. I feel like it's the one. I feel like they would have done it by now, especially with Incredibles 2 and all that stuff. Yeah. And just what they're moving on to next with the Chris Pratt and Tom Holland Trolls one.
Yeah.
That looks like Bright but better. So I think they're going to move on back to original stuff now, and there no more sequels and no more stuff. So leave Wall-E alone.
Do you know? You've heard of the 100, eh?
The TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rachel watched.
Is the 100 taken from the idea of Wall-E? Because if you think about it, it's pretty much the same story, but told from space to Earth rather than Earth to space.
Yeah, so just not as good.
Yeah, I was watching it. I was like, I've seen this type of story before, but
a lot of stuff are just repurposed. Well, you got to give it out of 5.
4.5.
4.5. Since it's definitely my top 3, but it's not my favourite Pixar movie, I'm going to go with 4. Again, I'm not giving everything. I'm not giving 5s. I've only given 1 5. So I'll give it a 4. But damn it, it's a great movie.
Yeah,
it's a good movie.
So good. Good choice for it.
I haven't seen it in a while, and
it's quite old. It's quite old now, that film.
It's crazy to think that. I remember when it came out.
10 years, at least.
That makes me feel old.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I mean, the only thing I've got to say is, what have you done lately?
Well, as I said before, I've been playing Skyrim to the tits. Obviously FIFA, as usual. But I went on to Oblivion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the one before, and trying to play that after Skyrim is just it's just so fucking hard done by. It was like when I went from Fallout 4 to the Vegas. Obviously,
the better game.
Yeah. I'll give you that one. But it's so rough, but it's nice to actually play it. Because obviously when you play Skyrim, stuff comes up, you're like, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's one of those, like Oblivion's one of those. I've never played it myself. I don't like the Elder Scrolls franchise. I just know that it's like one of those important games. So if you got a chance to play it,
that was alright. But I also tried. I know you're not a fan, but I've tried the new Rainbow Six 3v3 cowboy mode.
Alright, okay.
It's good. The premise is good, but the characters, they don't play the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way they move and stuff. Somehow they've changed it. I just don't like it. It took me out of it. And I'm like, I fucking hate the way this is being made and being done.
Okay.
Yeah, takes me out of it. So it gives me a fear for the 3v3 game they're bringing out.
What was it, Quarantine or something like that?
Yeah. Gives me a wee bit of fear if they're playing it for that way or they're going to play it how the original works. But I'll probably still buy it and enjoy it. What I've been doing a lot lately though, I've been watching a TV show called Elementary.
You've talked about Elementary before. I am like quite a fair bit in now.
Yeah, I am so addicted to this, and like Moriarty's obviously in it. I won't spoil it by saying who or what, but they've done it differently. It's nice to see. That Watson is always challenging Holmes. He's not like the obviously he's always been that person who's kind of always helped Holmes, but it's like because it's Lucy Liu in this. Like she's always challenging him. She's trying to do different stuff with her life, and he's kind of like, why are you doing that? That's pointless. Don't waste your time. Just stick with what you're doing. You know what I mean? So it's nice to see them challenging. What else have I done? That was it. That's about it. So my question to you is, what have you done lately?
Well, obviously I talked about The Witcher. Don't need to go into that again.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I can listen to it every day. I don't mind, but come on now.
What's your favourite game of all time?
That's my favourite game of all time.
So you should not be able to not stop hearing
No, I love listening to it, but I don't think anyone else wants to listen to it. Sit for another 20 minutes talking about
Right,
Witcher.
fair enough. Okay.
We can do a Witcher episode when the first episode comes out. Fine, right, cool.
Well, I bought Crash Team Racing as well.
Right, we'll go on.
And I'm enjoying it. It's basically like my childhood again. Obviously, I loved it when I was growing up, and I really wanted to play it. It's harder than I remember it being.
Would one say that's a theme for the Crash Bandicoot games?
Well, there wasn't. So in this one, there's obviously like in the games nowadays, it's asking do you want to play on easy, hard, like all that stuff. With the old one, there never was that, so it was just a set thing. Yeah. With this one, obviously, you're setting yourself a difficulty. You're older now, so you're like. But even on normal, some of the ones are really hard. Like if you don't, you obviously have to get that boost and drift mechanic down. If you don't nail that, you're fucked.
I'm so happy I never spent money on this.
It's not a bad game though.
No.
Like it's definitely like I'm glad that I got it because it wasn't too expensive. But there's like I've raced a couple of ones online, won one, lost some. You can obviously play it with people who come round with local, and there's all that stuff in that as well. They've recently just put a new update into it where you've got a new track and you unlock stuff. All for nothing. Apparently everything they bring out is all going to be for nothing.
Yes.
All the upgrade stuff is achievable in game. There's no microtransactions. There's no nothing, which is fantastic.
I did like that they give you that wee clip. Even though you can't skip it, and it's quite long-winded, but I like that
you just have to watch it once.
Yeah, like they give you that wee clip of what's happening and stuff. I think it's pretty cool.
So like I give them credit there, and I mean apparently they're putting Spyro and stuff in it. I'm really enjoying it. So I'm sort of.
How does Spyro drive?
How does Ripperoo drive? Where's a straight jacket?
Touche. But at least he's got feet.
Well, so does Spyro.
Yeah, but like...
He just sits up. I don't know. This is not as I'm going to think of it, but it looks fantastic. Like it looks brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. Like it looks like the same as the Insane trilogy and the Reignited stuff like that. It looks fantastic.
Yeah.
So it's not bad it's not super expensive. It was only about 34 quid. So
nice.
What else? Stranger Things is out.
Yeah,
which will be getting watched, which will
yes,
be talked about.
Yes, that's next week. We'll talk about that.
Try at least watch. I'm going to try and watch some. I might not be able to watch all of it.
There's only about 10 episodes or something.
Yeah, but I'm at work.
Right.
And I can when Rachel isn't going to watch it without me.
Right.
Right. And I've still got the DLCs and Witchers to finish.
Priorities, mate.
Mm-hmm. What else have I... the new season of the Confession Tapes is on Netflix.
Have you seen it yet?
I've seen one episode. I watched all last season as well. That I'd seen before. Really good. The whole like thing around false confessions, very interesting. Very interesting.
There's a film that I think you should watch called When They See Us. But that's just off the cuff because my cousin says it's really good. Which we might do an episode on at some point if you enjoy it when you watch it.
Okay. That's about all I've been doing. I can't really think of anything else.
Yeah. So it's kind of... Is it my choice? It's my choice for next week.
It is your choice because I picked
Wally.
So
fuck, I was torn.
Hopefully they're good choices.
They are. They're good. They're good. But I think for next week we're going to go for 2049.
What movie is that?
Oh, you dick. Fuck, what's it called?
You mean Blade Runner?
Blade Runner 2049. Holy shit! Honestly, I swear to God, I honestly kept thinking in my head, Cyberpunk. I'm like, no, it's not Cyberpunk. Why are you in my head? But yeah.
Blade Runner 2049. Right, okay.
Blade Runner 2049.
Good choice.
Yeah.
One of the best movies ever made of all time.
Stealing it off you.
Probably one of in my top 10, top 5 movies of all time.
That could be a move. And we're also hoping, which we'll see Spider-Man this week.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to put a caveat on, like, because I've already...
No, I'm demanding we see it by next week.
Because I've already, like...
Yeah, but when you say it, it tends to not happen, but when I say it, it tends to happen.
Well, that's fine. Whatever matters to you, man. So, yeah, just tell people where you can find us.
You can find us on YouTube at Pointless Point of View, on Instagram at Pointless Point of View, and at Off Pointless on Twitter. We're thinking about maybe doing another channels just to play throughs and stuff like that with newer games and old games. But that's news that will come out later on. But as always, I've been Callum.
I've been Fraser.